Welcome back to the Crypto Alpha Network. Before we head into today's alpha, do us a huge favor by liking this video and clicking on the subscribe button. We'd love to hear from you, so don't forget to leave us your thoughts in the comments below. A bill has passed in the US, and it's set to bring tax cuts for mostly everybody. But many high-profile personalities are criticizing it, saying it could spell doom for the US when it comes to the national debt. Meanwhile, we've got rumors that are slowly turning into facts around one of the most anticipated airdrops in recent crypto history. Pump.Fun. The Bitcoin ETFs saw some solid action yesterday, raking in about $375 million in inflows. Ethereum wasn't far behind, pulling in nearly a third of that at $109 million. Bitcoin's still chilling around that $105,000 mark, with us wondering whether it'll keep tracking the M2 global money supply chart. We've been chatting about those shorts stacked up around the $115,000 level, ready to get obliterated if Bitcoin does pump. And now, one of our analysts says once it breaks up, its Fibonacci pattern could see a target of $130,000. Meanwhile, the whales have been hungry, gobbling up 30,000 Bitcoin in the last few days. And Senator Cynthia Lummis says the US military is all in on stockpiling Bitcoin for a strategic reserve. On the stock market front, the S&P 500 climbed 0.7% and the Nasdaq rose 0.9% at the close. Stronger than expected jobs data probably gave investors the confidence for those pumps. The S&P's roughly 3% shy of a record high, so let's see how it plays out today. Oh, and don't forget, today's the deadline for countries' tariff deal submissions to the US. Hopefully these tariffs or deals will bring in quite a bit of cash for the US because there's something big brewing which is causing a lot of concern for many. The one big, beautiful bill, which squeaked through the House with a 215 to 214 vote on May 22nd. This bill's got something for everyone. No tax on overtime, no tax on tips, and an extension of the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. Overall, it brings tax breaks for most income groups, with the middle class getting the biggest high five. We're talking a 2.1% boost in market incomes in 2025, climbing to 4.3% in 2026, per the Tax Foundation. Service workers and overtime grinders are probably popping champagne right now. But this bill's got a dark side, and it's got big names like Elon Musk throwing shade. It's going to take a big bite out of government revenue, which isn't great when the US national debt is already sitting at a jaw-dropping $36.8 trillion, with a debt-to-GDP ratio of 124%. The Congressional Budget Office says the bill could tack on $2.4 trillion to the debt over 10 years. The Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget is even gloomier, pegging it at $3.1 trillion. Or up to $5.1 trillion if those temporary tax cuts stick around. Elon Musk is especially vocal on it because the bill messes with the Department of Government Efficiency past efforts, which he was leading. The Department of Government Efficiency has been killing it, saving $175 billion by slashing wasteful contracts, grants, and leases with plans to hunt down hundreds of billions more in fraud and abuse. But this bill is like hitting the undo button on all that hard work. The House vote was the initial passage. The next step is the Senate vote, expected by early June 2025. As the bill heads to the Senate, all eyes will be on it. Now about that airdrop, if you're in crypto, you probably know about Pump.Fun, the Solana-based platform for launching meme coins. It started in January 2024 with later features, including PumpSwap and PumpFi, which is meme coin and NFT financing. The platform generates a ton of fees and trading volume, with a massive $18 billion trading volume in May 2024. It's been used by many people who wanted nothing else but to launch their own meme coin. Now, according to multiple sources, the project is seeking to raise $1 billion at a $4 billion valuation. Though nothing has been officially confirmed on the X account, the number of sources confirming this points to it being likely. The $1 billion raise would be one of the biggest in the history of crypto, surpassed only by a few like Toncoin. The big question is, why do they need to raise $1 billion? A lot of rumors are speculating that they might want to create their own chain entirely. When it came out last year, it did very well because we had the entire meme coin season. However, its revenue suffered quite a bit after that whole situation, but is now starting to pick up again. It's the fourth protocol in terms of revenue generation across the entirety of crypto. And when it comes to the Solana ecosystem specifically, it is the leading protocol in revenue, with over $889 million in total fees generated since January 2024. As for trading volume, that's been rising consistently, and it is leading in terms of new tokens created per day. Now, on top of the raise, there is heavy speculation of a token generation event, also known as a token launch, with early users being heavily rewarded. The rumors talk about the token coming in 1 to 2 weeks, with some X accounts posting the following. Rumored 10% of token supply, which is $400 million at $4 billion fully diluted valuation for community airdrop. One X post suggests 60% for trading wallets, 30% for developers, and 10% for streamers. Another report mentions 75% for community and contributors, but details are unverified. There's a bit of mixed sentiment right now on X, and of course there's a lot of frustration from those who didn't jump onto the platform and use it earlier. Even though this isn't financial advice and you all need to do your own research, it's highly likely that those who did participate will be heavily rewarded. To play devil's advocate, though, this is one of the most anticipated token launches potentially ever in crypto, and it's surely also going to be diluted by the many, many users who do get a potential airdrop. Now, you may remember from a few issues back that we talked about how Raydium and Pump.Fun are competing in both of their product suites, DEX and memes. In terms of total revenue, Raydium is doing $425 million in annual revenue against Pump's $889 million, and it will be interesting to see how this plays out. People say that nothing goes up or down in a straight line, and you can start to see why when you take into account all the uncertainty caused by the many events we talk about on this show. Meanwhile, when high-profile projects like Pump.Fun announce raises and TGEs, it draws attention away from most other crypto. Before you go, help us increase mass adoption and get the word out there by liking this video and clicking on that subscribe button. We'd love to hear from you, so don't forget to leave us your thoughts in the comments below. Bye for now.